Get ready for one of the wildest fights we've seen in recent history. Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Yeah, the legendary Mike Tyson, one of the most dominant boxers of all time, went toe-to-toe with Jake Paul, the YouTube star turned fighter. It's a fight nobody asked for, but everyone couldn't wait to watch. And trust me, it lived up to the hype in all the unexpected ways. So sit tight as we break it all down. Every punch, every round, and yes, that jaw-dropping ending. If you're a fan of boxing, social media drama, or just love seeing two worlds collide, this video is for you. Don't go anywhere because the full breakdown is coming up only here on Sports Frenzy TV. Fanatics Fest set the stage for this insane matchup. Jake Paul brought his huge social media following, while Mike Tyson brought his decades of legendary boxing prowess. For months, the build-up was intense. People debated whether Jake's youth and reach could stand up to Tyson's experience and raw power. Critics rolled their eyes, fans picked sides, and the fighters themselves added fuel to the fire with interviews and training clips. This wasn't just a fight, it was a spectacle. The AT&T Arena in Arlington, Texas was absolutely buzzing. Fans packed the seats and millions more tuned in online to witness what felt like a clash of eras. It was a classic tale of old-school grit versus new-age confidence. Round 1. The beginning. When the first bell rang, Jake came out swinging, literally. He had all the swagger you'd expect from a YouTuber turned boxer, the smirk, the confidence, and a clear game plan. He relied on his height and reach advantage, landing quick jabs and trying to keep Tyson at bay. At first glance, it seemed like Jake was holding his own. But here's the thing about Mike Tyson. He's not just any opponent. Even at 58 years old, he still moves with the intensity and precision that made him a legend. By the end of the round, the cracks were already starting to show for Jake. His punches were quick, but Tyson's presence was overwhelming. The doubt started creeping into Jake's expression as if he was realizing just how real this fight was about to get. Round 2. Tyson takes control. In round 2, Tyson wasn't playing around anymore. He dropped any hint of restraint and brought out that classic Tyson intensity we all know and fear. This wasn't just about winning. It was about making a statement. Jake tried to stick to his strategy, staying light on his feet and throwing jabs to keep Tyson at a distance. But Tyson wasn't having any of it. He closed the gap with calculated movements, ignoring Jake's hits like they were nothing. Jake's punches looked solid against other fighters, but against Tyson, they barely seemed to faze him. And then Tyson went to work. His body shots were brutal, each punch landing with a force that shook Jake physically and mentally. You can see Jake's confidence start to waver as he realized just how relentless Tyson could be. Round 3. Experience versus youth. By round 3, it was clear this wasn't just a fight. It was a lesson. Tyson was relentless, pressing forward with every ounce of his legendary power. The difference in experience and strength was glaring. While Jake kept throwing punches, they landed like whispers compared to Tyson's thunderous blows. Jake's face told the story. Gone was the cocky grin. Instead, there was a look of desperation, like someone realizing they were way out of their depth. Every step Tyson took forward added to the pressure, leaving Jake scrambling to adjust. At this point, the crowd was fully into it. Fans were on their feet, hanging onto every jab, hook, and uppercut. Social media was lighting up, with people buzzing about how Tyson seemed to have turned back the clock. Round 4. The turning point. Round 4 will go down in history for one moment. Tyson's infamous uppercut. If you followed his career, you know this punch has ended many fights, and Jake got the full experience. Tyson wound up and delivered an uppercut so powerful that you could almost see the life drain from Jake's legs. For a moment, it was like watching a tree fall, slow and inevitable. But Tyson didn't stop there. He followed up with a combination of heavy punches, leaving Jake visibly stunned and struggling to stay on his feet. At this point, it wasn't just a fight anymore. It was a masterclass. Tyson was putting on a show, proving that even at 58, he still had the power and skill to dominate the ring. Jake, on the other hand, was hanging on by a thread, trying desperately to find some way to recover. The final rounds, Tyson's dominance. The later rounds were all Tyson. Jake's energy was gone, his ribs were bruised, his stamina was fading, and his punches had lost their power. Tyson had done what he does best, broken his opponent down piece by piece. What made it even more impressive was how effortless Tyson made it look. While Jake was barely holding on, Tyson looked like he was just getting started. Every punch landed with precision, every movement calculated. It was a reminder of why he's called the baddest man on the planet. For Jake, this was more than just a tough fight. It was a reality check. This wasn't the same as sparring with other YouTubers or MMA fighters. This was a raw, unforgiving lesson from one of the greatest boxers of all time. Post-fight reactions. When the final bell rang, there was no doubt about who the winner was. Tyson stood victorious, looking like a man who had simply clocked out of another day at work. Meanwhile, Jake looked like he had been through a storm. The reactions were explosive. Fans were on their feet, cheering for Tyson's incredible performance. Social media was ablaze with posts and memes about the fight, with most people in awe of how Tyson dominated. Even critics couldn't deny the sheer power and skill he displayed. Jake, to his credit, showed heart by stepping into the ring with a legend. But this fight was a brutal reminder of the gap between a seasoned champion and a rookie with something to prove. So what's the takeaway from this fight? First, Mike Tyson isn't just a boxer, he's a phenomenon. Even in his late 50s, he's proving that age is just a number when you've got the skill, power, and mindset of a true champion. As for Jake Paul, this fight was a humbling experience. He's made waves in the boxing world, but stepping into the ring with Tyson was a different ballgame entirely. It's a tough loss, but also a learning opportunity for him. For the fans, this fight was everything we could have hoped for. It was entertaining, intense, and a stark reminder of what makes boxing so special: the unpredictability, the drama, and the clash of personalities. What do you think of the fight? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more updates on the biggest fights and wildest matchups. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.